Hello everybody, this is Charles and I am back with another toy review, this time for Bandai Chogokin GX-69 Goldymarg. Alright, so this is a Goldymarg hammer. Alright, over here we see the hammer mode and the Goldy tank. Here we see the combined form with GaoGaiGar. Alright, and here we see Goldymarg himself. And okay, without further ado, here is the Goldymarg. Alright, so this is the GX-69 latest in the Chogokin series. Really nice addition, and finally we can complete GaoGaiGar with his hammer. So this is a tank mode. Very nice, rolls really well on the surface. We see a lot of nice matte gold and metallic red. Okay, and then the basically, there's nothing much to do or play with the tank. Only thing is that you can actually move this notch 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So depending on the height you like, you can move it up. So where you want to aim your turret at. So it's really cool. So in terms of transformation wise, it's really simple and straightforward. You just need to look at the instructions once and you can more or less transform him back and forth without looking at it anymore. So let me just lower the camera a little bit to get a better angle. Okay. So before I transform him, I just go through this part. Okay, on the transformation part, you just need to detach the hammer from the main body. So I'll move the main body aside for the time being. So for the hammer, it actually has different extensions. So if you were to pull it all the way front, okay, let me just pull it all the way over here. Pull it all the way over here is the totally stretched form. This is where I use it for the Goldion hammer. And then if you move it back 1 notch, okay, 1 notch. Making sure you have this back in place. 1 notch is for the tank mode. So tank mode wise, okay, this is how long the hammer should be. And you move it down another notch. Okay, this is where if your robot is standing upright. Alright, so if your robot is standing upright without opening the legs, this is the length that the handle should be so they can balance the robot. And if the robot has the legs open, right, push it all the way in. Alright, so these are the 4 lengths that you have. So for the transformation this time round, I'm just going to have it 1 notch up, okay, because I'm going to make a Goldy stand forward. So 1 notch up. It's pretty tight, so you got to hold it. Okay, 1, 2, okay. And one thing to note is this part, alright, this orangey part is actually die cast. Okay, so for the entire hammer, only this part is die cast, so nothing else. So first, to transform the robot mode, you just need to pull out the head. Okay, pull it out over here. And you need to lift the helmet of Goldymarg. So lift it as much as you can, and here you'll see Goldy's head is formed. Alright, simple. Let's put this aside first. Over here, alright, let's go into system change. So first thing I want to do is to lift this upwards. Okay, collapse it over here this way, and align it nicely with this red screwdriver tab. Same for the other side, raise it. Alright, tap it nicely. Once you've done so, you gotta flip this all the way back, okay, to make sure it covers the hole. So this over here, flip it all the way back. Similarly for the other side, flip it all the way back. Alright, and we're done with this. And you actually loosen this, okay, loosen the catch. Once you've done so, okay, you rotate this portion, click, 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 all the way up, okay, as such. Okay, and once you've done this, you extend the legs, alright, all the way, split them, just align it nicely back in over here, align it back in over here nicely, and there you have it. And I'm just going to go through one part over here. So this part, okay, before that, this entire portion, alright, this whatever gunmetal, silver part you see, all these are die cast. So the die cast parts for Goldion hammer or Goldymarg is only at over here. This the joints from the hip all the way down to the knee. This silver part, gunmetal silver part is a die cast, and the toes, the red toes here, they're die cast. Apart from that, there's another die cast part in the shoulder portion, which I'll show you all later. So over here, one thing to know about the tabs. Okay, the instruction says you can actually push these tabs all the way in. But when you push them all the way in, it becomes very difficult to pull out, and it's really, really tight, and you need to use a small screwdriver to dig it out. So I recommend not pushing it all the way in, just push it 1 notch in, right? So 1 notch in over here, gotta be really careful not to push all the way in. So push 1 notch in, okay. Because the thing is that if you push it all the way in, alright, it is so tight, it's very difficult to remove it if you want to pull it out again. So this is, because I'm going to use it later for the hammer mode, so I'm just going to push it one notch in for easy removal. So over here we are done, almost done. Untap the arm over here at the top, alright, same for the other side. Flip it up. Okay, this part, this silver part here, die cast as well, very nice springy feeling, alright. So you lift the spring, alright, you just rotate it up. Okay, there you have for the arm. So over here you gotta pull it out 2 notches. Okay, you'll hear a click, right? Just to extend the arm completely. One more time over here. Pull once, twice. Extend it completely. Over here, just dig out and the fist will pop out. Similarly over here, just dig it out and the fist will pop out. So the fist comes actually separate. Let me just show you this first. So it comes with alternate fist for you to change, a bigger fist for Goldymarg and the open fist as well. Okay, in this review I'm just going to show you the small fist that you use for the transformation. And one more thing to note about the transformation is that when you actually put the fist in, okay, this portion, this red portion here is actually a springy effect. So see, it's actually a spring. So make sure when you transform, right, you got to rotate this 180 degrees to make sure that the orange side is facing outwards. So when you open this part, you slot in, but be really careful to make sure this slots in nicely, because I actually done an experiment. Because if you were to flip it in this way, okay, the orange side facing inwards, you're gonna have a tough time digging it out. It's gonna be very, very difficult to dig out. So gotta be careful not to go in this way, because once you go in this way, it's really tough to dig it out. You gotta make sure it goes in orange side facing outwards, lift it, push it in, and just tap it in. Right, this will make it easy for you to dig it out. If not, it's gonna be really difficult to dig out. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, so once we are done in the main body over here, there's an attach. So there's 4 tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. That goes into here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, what I do, simple, just attach. And there we have. Okay, make sure this gun piece goes all the way back. And here we have Goldymarg completely formed. Alright, so this is Goldymarg. Let me just raise the camera a little bit right now. Goldymarg looks very, very nice. I like the metallic paint. I like the details. The fact that for this blue parts, it's a clear dark blue plastic for the chest and for the head portion. So head portion you see 2 dark blue clear plastic, and over here you see 2 as well. Very nice details and very nicely done. In terms of, let's say, articulation wise, his shoulders can move this much. Can move all the way here. He doesn't have a double jointed elbow with single joints. Okay, and you can rotate the elbows freely, rotate the wrists. Right, legs wise, for the sake of transformation wise, okay, you can only move the legs forward this much, knees or 90 degrees. But if you need more articulation or any additional posing, you can actually lift this part out, okay, and you can actually move the leg forward a little bit more, depending on what you want to pose Goldy to be doing. So it really depends on what you need. And over here at the hip level, you can actually rotate the legs outwards, alright? And you can also rotate it this way. So quite a fair bit of articulation, but because of the build of Goldymarg, you wouldn't really use him to do a lot of dynamic poses. Oh, one thing I forgot, I'm really sorry. To complete leg transformation, flip this portion out, alright? And at the back, there's one more tab for you to flip. Okay, let me just do it over here. Use your thumb, flip it, alright, and out it comes. This is to form the feet so that there's no cavity. So same thing over here, you flip this part downwards, alright, flip this upwards at the back, covers, and there you have a complete covered feet. So sorry for missing this out earlier. So I really like the fact that this is actually done this way, because I think the engineering is pretty straightforward in the sense that you need to collapse this, but then you do not wish to compromise on how it looks, because later when you form the hammer, you need this to show, it looks really ugly. So engineering wise, I think it's pretty well done for this. So here we have Goldymarg. Right, nice. So the next thing you want to do for Goldy is actually to form him into the hammer. So what you're gonna do, simple, you gotta just lift this outwards, okay? Just lift the portion up. Okay, I'm gonna do the simple part first. Okay, you close the head, push it in. Okay, I'm gonna extend this completely. Flip this, alright, and then you push this down to lock it in place. Okay, align it, and you lock it. Okay. So this part can you go up to this much. You can't go all the way down because there's something blocking over here, but this will lock the entire hammer nicely. Push this button over here. The hammer expands. So you can't really tell over here how much it expands, but let me just push one part in. So right now you can see how much the hammer expands, right? So from this, after pushing the button, it extends out, making the hammer looks much nicer. So instead of just this, it just pops out. Really nice. So hammer portion is done. System change, alright. So remember I said, gotta make sure you rotate the first 180 degrees, orange side facing outwards. Then you push it in. Okay, gotta be really careful. Make sure when you push it in, it doesn't flip over. Alright, lock it in nicely. Same for the other side. Rotate 180 degrees. Alright, and then you flip it in. Alright, locked in place. Next thing I want to do, collapse the entire arm. 2 notches. 1, 2. Locked it in place nicely. Flip this upwards. Back. Okay, once it's over here, this part taps into here. Lock it in place. Let's do the same over here. Right. I'm gonna flip this hand out. Okay, this is the Goldion armor hand. Rotate this. Pull out 1 notch, okay? See? Pull out 1 notch. And over here, okay, make sure this is okay. Gotta pull down, open these 2 tabs again. Okay. Lock them back inside here. Okay, raise the hammer. Okay, I'm gonna collapse it down. So over this part, alright, I'm just gonna show you this first. You can just combine it and you lock over here. Alright, this will just lock pretty much nicely, doesn't really fall off easily. But if you want it to be slightly tighter, alright, there is an additional part that comes with it, which is this clear plastic that you slot, alright, that you slot inside here, okay, to give additional grip for the hammer part. So I'm just gonna show it over here, put it in, okay, tap it in. It's pretty tight to tap in. So over here, yep, oops, pops out. So let me just tap it in. Alright, so once you tap it in, basically very intuitive. You just collapse this downwards, okay, and lock the hammer in place. Okay, just get alignment correctly. Yes, I'm done. And here we have the arm. Oh yes, and if you want to combine GaoGaiGar directly, you can just put this part in, just slot the arm for GaoGaiGar in. But if you want slightly more articulation, in this sense that you want to have another notch of one motion over here, you actually will use this part, which is a nice thought by Bandai. So this part, let me just check the instructions. Okay, so this part, okay, goes in over here. Okay, you'll tap in, this part will tap in over here. Okay, right, lock it in, and there you have it. And it comes with a very nice stand. This is a very nice stand it comes with. So even if you were to display the hammer by itself, you can just display him on the stand. He looks very good by himself, even without GaoGaiGar. So he will actually fit on this stand. Alright, so there's 2 packs on the stand. So this is when you're using the smaller fist, and this is when you're using the biggest piece. Because it's bigger, it tends to extend a bit more outwards. So over here, I'm just going to show the big fist. Alright, this is the big fist, this is the small fist. So if you want to hold the hammer with the small fist, you can do it as well. There is a tab over here, okay, that you can just align the tab nicely. Okay, let me just align the tab over here. Okay, you just tap it in. Okay, due to the size of this thing, I need to adjust him a little bit. Okay, found the tab. Tap it in. Alright, and here you have the hammer. Alright, it's really big, can't really fit completely my camera. Here it is. So you remove the tab, just open the arms, just twist it, and it comes out. Alright, so hammer here again. I'm going to change the default first. Okay, just going to plug it out. I'm going to put in the big one. Of course, you must put in the big one, right? So this is the massive Goldion hammer arm. Okay. So over here, how you actually align the stand is that this big wheel will go here, and the small wheel will go here. So this is how it aligns at the bottom. So over here, once you got this, you slot this this hammer. Make sure the handle goes to the outer hole. All right. Grab it, and there you have Goldion hammer. Okay, I gotta because oh, this is so big. So it's so big. See, I gotta push it all the way to the back, further back, all the way to the back. This is how massive the hammer is, and if you want to display him by himself as a hammer mode, it's perfectly fine because he looks really good by itself as well. But of course, you will want him to combine with GaoGaiGar, who I've actually brought up here. So here's GaoGaiGar. So first thing, before you want to do the combination, you have to remove the arm over here. So let me just plug out the hand. Okay, raise this up, because you need to open this part, okay, and bring out this, okay, and over here collapse the hand, okay, and this part we'll just hold over here, slot it in just like the anime. And to prep the combination, you gotta make sure the arms align really nicely. So over here, it's just a height comparison. So over here, okay, to make sure the arms actually align nicely, I should prefer to do it this way. I think the arm direction, the length of the arm. Okay, let's make sure you gotta make sure this and this taps nicely. So you gotta align the direction a little bit. Okay, the height. Just make sure we align them nicely. Okay, over here, I think I got it nicely. Yep, more or less there. So okay, so here, I'm gonna push in the hammer completely. Okay, you gotta slot it in. Yep, and there we have GaoGaiGar combined with Goldion hammer. Let me just adjust his pose a little bit so that he stands better. Alright, hammer connector. Alright. Okay, let me just pose him a little better. Okay, so here we see GaoGaiGar completely combined with Goldion hammer. Let me just try to push him a little bit further back so that I can get a better view of the entire figure. Alright. Wow, it is so big, so big, so big. Okay, I'm gonna push inside it back a little bit more. I'm gonna make sure my backdrop doesn't drop. Let me just check. Okay, I have more space, more allowance. I'm just moving a little bit back further. Alright. So this is, wow, massive, massive, massive. I am trying to move it slightly more to the back. Alright. So this is GaoGaiGar with Goldion hammer fully combined. So it, as you guys can see, it is so massive. Without the Goldion hammer, without the stand, it's really there's no way you can balance this due to the weight of the hammer itself. So despite the fact that the elbow joints or the shoulder joints are quite tight, there's no way that it can support the hammer without the stand. So you really need the stand in order for GaoGaiGar to be able to support himself and support the hammer. So the stand is very critical, and the stand also comes with extra parts. So let me just show you instructions. I'm not going to show you how I'm going to do it in the video. So if you want to do the hammer connect pose, you actually replace the top with this clear portion so they can support the hammer in the hammer connect pose over here. Alright, and also you have the Zonda core. You have the you can actually do the pose whereby he pulls out the nail to hammer into the Zonda core. Alright, let me just do a little bit more of a feature of this, what he has to share. Okay, I'm going to move him forward. Oops. Okay. Okay, this is a massive toy. It's a little bit hard to navigate, move around due to the size of the figure. Okay. So over here, yes. So over here, the extra features you have is over here you can actually move this outwards. All right. So this is where for both sides you can actually move the pincers out to actually grab the the nail when you have him in the attack mode. So this is where it grabs. Just grab a nail. Yeah. So this nail, basically, you see, the pincer can actually grab it. So simulating the grabbing pose of the nail. Right. And the nail wise, you have different lengths and different tips. So you have this tip to actually slot in to show the complete nail. Alright, and then you have this to show that you actually capture the Zonda core, which is over here. The Zonda core fits in nicely over here. So it depends on how you want to pose the figure. Okay, let me just put it here over here. And one more thing to note about the feature about the toy or the figure is that okay, these two wheels. Okay, these two wheels doesn't pop out the core, but over here you pop out these two wheels. You can actually lift it, it's springy, this screw, and this will pop out. And once this pops out, you can actually put in the nail in place. So very nice engineering. Let's just slot this back in. And overall, very nice figure. So GaoGaiGar with Goldion hammer is now complete. This makes a very excellent display, in my opinion. So it's not really for play, so Chogokin is really much more for display or dynamism. And I really love it. I think this really completes the figure really well. And I totally love the Goldion hammer. So right now what I'm looking forward to is that I hope Bandai will release the Star GaoGaiGar parts or the Star GaoGaiGar Stealth Skull Gao, so that we can actually have the Star GaoGaiGar complete form, which I believe they will definitely do it either as a form of a normal release that will give you probably the Gatling driver, and maybe it comes as a normal release, maybe it comes as a Tamashii Web exclusive, but it doesn't matter. As long as they release it, I will want it. So Goldion hammer, really nice addition to GaoGaiGar. Get it, I totally recommend it. So here's Charles signing off with yet another toy review. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do stay tuned to my channel for more reviews next time.